Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here!
And we are just doing our patron requested review of John Carpenter's The Thing.
Woo.
We just got done doing the commentary for it. We had a lot of fun with that. This one was requested by SK. Thank you very much, SK, for requesting this. It's been my favorite horror movie for a long time, so I'm glad to have done it. Let's do this review. You know, again, we talked a lot about it during the actual commentary, so it might be a bit of an abbreviated review, but I love this movie. It's fantastic. It's probably the best creature movie that's ever been made. It's some of the best practical effects that have ever been put to screen. Some of the greatest acting in a bunker type horror movie as well. And I absolutely love this movie inside and out. Fuego?
Yeah, rewatching this movie actually made me like the remakey prequel a little bit more so, which is actually kind of funny because I hated so hardcore on that film, and just being back in this universe, hey man, and just reinterpretation, just reaffirmation, and reappreciation, if I'm gonna mention properly. So. Yes, everything John Carpenter style is awesome within this, from the score to nasty cast and bunker style. Who could possibly be the person who is
who's the infector?
Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, let's. The story is, if you didn't know, it's about a group of researchers in an Antarctic outpost that run afoul of an alien creature that has landed in Antarctica and is a life form mimicking sort of alien creature, and it starts mimicking the life forms in the outpost and killing them as such, and it becomes a game of who is it, who isn't it, and who's on whose side, and is anyone on anyone's side, and in the midst of it, some of the greatest, as I said, creature effects ever, but
yeah, and that's
one of the most well-accomplished ways to tell this story in cinema history, too.
Yeah, totally, and that's really our only, similar tissue to the original storytelling is the fact that they run with this and make it their own as far as the military aspect and effects, obviously, being of some of the nastiest ever put to screen, and so, yeah, props to them, obviously, for that.
So you like the story as well, for what it was?
Well, it's, it is more so about just the nastiness of once Kurt Russell's character really sees the full just scope and battalion of what is really transpiring with him. Yeah, it is gross status. And yeah, that's the thing. Kurt Russell's character is, he is one of the few that has been on this Arctic outpost for quite some time, and playing chess and doing his own thing, but nonetheless, he rises to the occasion when a monstrous nastiness is apparent and undeniable, and it's one of his most iconic, representations and performances, rightfully for that reason.
So, that's a good enough transition into the acting.
Guess, yeah.
The story is what it is, so
it is very by the numbers.
The acting is really great, like I said earlier, from Kurt Russell to Keith David to the Quaker Oats guy. What's his name? Oh, no, I'm going to forget it.
I'm trying to remember him too.
Wilford Brimley, that's who it is, yep. So from all those guys, everyone is great in the movie, and specifically Kurt Russell stands out. I really liked Keith David as well, but there's not really a weak one amongst them. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
No, not whatsoever. as far as keeping it close and contained, and just the whole, what is the best way I can really describe this, in the fact that distrustful and trying to see who could possibly be the one who is trying to just put all the shade on the nastiness and whatever. Petri dish segment is obviously one of the best and one of the most iconically spoofed and sent up and so on and so forth, and I enjoy the hell out of it, even in its original incarnation. It's still very awesome, and
so
sure.
So acting, yeah, you already transitioned into the effects again, so
yeah, moderately. Sorry, man.
But acting wise, you liked everyone?
Acting wise, there's a few characters who don't have as much to do in comparison with Peter and Kurt, but everybody, maintains their weight plentifully and properly, I suppose. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get to the effects. Again, I said it's some of the best in cinema history, specifically horror cinema and specifically practical effects. I mean, they're all fantastic, and they are shot so well and lit so well as to make sure that they don't betray any weaknesses or anything like that. Not that there would be if they were lit too brightly, but it just all is so scary and creepy and unnerving. There's effects that are shown just in shadow. There's effects that are shown full on. There's all kinds of effects, and they are all tremendous in this, up until you get to the sort of stop motion puppeteer effects towards the very end. But even those aren't that many before it switches back to actual practical effects. So your thoughts on the effects?
Well, and even in that last back half shot that you're mentioning, there was actually a like alternate ending that is on one of the deluxe editions, if I'm not mistaken, where you can see like the full scope of, okay, that's what they could have gone for, but they rightfully decided not to because they wanted to keep it more grounded, more scary, and I don't know, there is just nastiness throughout, and there is gore throughout, and just gore as far as just biting off of limbs and nasty things of that nature. It's always effective, and the thing from another world, reaching back to the 50s and to horror's rightful roots and whatnot. This, I don't know, it faithfully respected and yet incorporated new themes and just bits of modern technology, at least at that time, and did a awesome job of bringing things into the at that time modern era. So, yeah.
So sure. I agree. I mean, for all those same reasons and the ones I mentioned before, the effects are just phenomenal. The gore, it sells everything. I mean, it's so nasty. There's one effect that is obviously a full body person puppet that's being waved around. That is one of the only unfortunate things that I think could be made to look a little bit better with the implementation of CG nowadays, or just an actual wire rigging where the person is actually being lifted up and down, and the person that's doing it is just being led by the actual motions of the person. Like, that would look really good nowadays. So that's one of the only weak ones, but everything else is so on point that I absolutely adore the effects in this movie. It's part of why I like super gory movies, part of why I like super aggressive creature effects that the creature is shown a lot, because it is. So this movie is just my home when it comes to horror.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is one of those 80s excuse me, this is one of those 80s movies where they did not shy away from going for that gory standpoint, but yet maintaining the faithful just respect to the source material, and yet elevating it as far as modern technology, nastiness, and everything else. And so, Holy Trinity, as I all too often say here on the horror show, is, as far as the 80s stuff back to the 50s, 30 years beforehand, The Fly, The Blob, and in this case, The Thing, which is probably the best of the bunch, as much as I claim and proclaim and sing.
You hold the candle of that Blob.
I do.
But the character story isn't as good as this one, for sure.
Yes, exactly. Nowhere near as just scary as far as the isolation aspect.
Right.
I think the fact that you're in this cold environment and there isn't somebody in middle America that's going to come and help you, like in the Blob. It's it is full-blown isolation, and you were pretty much fucked, if I'm gonna say that properly. And it's scary, and terrific cast elevates that scare factor. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
So we're gonna go ahead and I think call this review there.
Sure.
Watch our commentary if you want to know our extended thoughts. Again, we're pretty exhausted on this one because we just spent an hour and 50 minutes talking about it. So thank you guys very much for watching, though. Let us know in the comments down below why you love The Thing. If you don't like it, let us know why in the comments as well, because I'd be very curious to find the one person that hasn't liked this movie. So let me know in those comments. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.